Welcome back. In today's video we're going to talk about how to fit a clutch pedal into your 5th generation automatic Honda Prelude, and also how to fit a RSX style shifter into your automatic Prelude. Now before we crack on with those two things, we're just going to have a quick look at tidying up and degreasing the engine bay, I suppose. So we'll do that now and then crack on to this stuff. I'm not sure how dirty it shows up on camera, but the engine bay is pretty nasty. There's a lot of oil caked on everywhere. Over this side I've had a bit of a crack at cleaning it up, so you can sort of see that's what that looked like, and that's how it's turned out. So we'll just do our best and see where we get to. We've got most of the engine bay done now. This side's looking really nice and the firewall's pretty good, but we've still got this side to work on here. It's not perfect and it won't be, but it'll just get to the stage where if you look in the engine bay, we'll be happy with it. Alright, so before we dive into this, I thought I'd sort of explain a little bit what we're trying to achieve here. So this here is obviously the clutch master cylinder, and this is the clutch pedal. Now I just want to get this clear. This here is a clutch pedal out of a 4th gen Prelude. Now the 4th gen and 5th gen Prelude have a very similar clutch pedal. This top section here is slightly different, but they both still work the same when you're doing a manual swap. So I'll just clear that up. But yeah, this here, clutch master cylinder, goes on to the clutch pedal like this. Pretend the firewall is in the middle there. And anyway, basically you bolt the clutch pedal onto the clutch master cylinder and they hold each other in the right spot. So hopefully that will sort of help you guys visualize what we're trying to achieve and where everything is going and how it mounts to each other. So what I did to get these two first holes for the clutch pedal and master cylinder marked out was I placed the pedal up in this master cylinder cutout area of the insulation, marked the first hole in the top left corner, drilled that out, and then bolted the pedal on with one bolt marked, and then proceeded to drill the other hole. So what we have here is a little cardboard template I made. I just placed this onto the clutch master cylinder and sort of worked out where my holes needed to be. So the two outer holes are just existing from drilling out the mounting holes for the clutch pedal, and then that middle hole I've cut out big enough to fit the clutch master cylinder through, the piston and all of that stuff. So we can drill that out and then get a hole saw, make that the right size, and in theory it should be bang on in the middle where we need it to be. Alright, so I've got the clutch master cylinder and clutch pedals holes drilled out, and I've just put some zinc on it to seal it up so it doesn't rust down the track. But yeah, so I don't really have a good way of telling you guys how to do it, because I kind of just guessed the holes and sent it, and it's kind of worked out right, so that's good. So this here is the final product with the clutch master and clutch pedal bolted up onto the firewall. It seems to be pretty level and fits in there quite nicely, so I think we're all good with that. So now we'll crack on with getting this junk out of the way and getting the manual shifter in place. So to get the center console out, there'll be 5 bolts on each side, or screws. Alright, so we got the center console out. When you're lifting it and pulling it out, there'll be this one plug here that you'll have to disconnect. So now this is the auto shifter. There's a bunch of cables and stuff plugged in. For now I'm just going to unbolt it. Alright, so I've unplugged and pulled out the automatic shifter now, and over here this is basically everything to do with the RSX shifter that we're going to be putting in here for our manual shifter. In the kit you get the shifter base, the transmission bracket, the shifter cables, and that assembly there which goes on top of the shifter base, and a grommet to go between the body of the car to the engine bay. Alright, so we've placed the shifter in and chucked this center console back on just so we can check clearances for everything. So I get full movement forwards and full movement back, and this little thing there that gives us enough clearance there, so right where we are is good, and I've marked the holes and we just got to drill it and put nutserts in so we can bolt this thing down. Now I've got this cable on and it's gone to the lowest setting, so lowest setting means longer throws. I don't want to cut my interior up, so yeah, I'd rather short throws, but yeah, I like my interior being nice, so we're going to leave it like that. Got the shifter installed and bolted in. 2 bolts back and 2 bolts at the front, all 8mm. So if you're wondering if you can fit a RSX style shifter in your Honda Prelude 5th gen, you can, definitely. You just have to find and drill your own holes. And another thing is you're going to have to move it probably about 10mm back from the original mounting holes. Otherwise you'll have to trim your interior up. So depending on the kind of look you're going for and your build, you can either bolt it straight in or spend a little time and get it right so you can have it looking as clean as you possibly can. Alright, so that's the shifter with the center console bolted on. I haven't screwed it down, but it's just placed on in place, and as you can see I get full movement forwards and backwards, and I haven't cut anything, so that is awesome. Thanks for watching today's video, guys. In today's video you saw us put the clutch pedal in, the shifter in, and also tidy the engine bay up a little bit. So if you guys enjoyed that or found it helpful, don't forget to like and subscribe. But yeah, we'll see you next time.